Welcome to Subramani. The retirees normally worry a lot about cash flows. This largely arises from the fact that they think that they should leave all their capital intact for their children, and it may or may not be true, right? Your children may not need it and your children may not want it. Both the possibilities exist. Like, for example, if your children are in the US, few of them may not even bother encashing some of the assets that you leave. So please live life well. Don't worry too much about cash flow, right? So it is very convenient to live off dividends, and it is very convenient to live off interest, which means you are not touching your principal. But you should not be doing that. What you should be doing is first putting your money into different buckets, right? So bucket number one is very less volatile assets like bank fixed deposits and liquid funds and ultra short bond funds, from which you can withdraw on a basis that you pay less tax. So which means bank deposits will anyway continue to pay you interest, which puts you in the higher tax slab or in a tax slab at all. And I would always suggest that you should have senior citizen savings scheme, Prime Minister Vriddha Vandana Yojana, right? All those kind of investments, which is for senior citizens. And of course there is RBI bonds, which is paying about 7.15, but remember that's a fluctuating interest, so it will get reset very soon. So that will anyway give you income. That could give you income in the region of 2.5-3 lakhs, and therefore you get into the tax slab. However, in your mutual funds, if they are more than 3 years old, you will pay long-term capital gain, and that's how the plan should be, to create enough liquid and ultra short bond funds from where you can withdraw on a regular basis, not as form of dividend, but having a growth option and withdrawing it as a systematic withdrawal plan. By doing this, what happens is you are withdrawing a little bit of your capital perhaps, but you are definitely not touching your equity even during bad times. So if your asset allocation is right, look at the amount of cash that is available for the long run, and be less worried about spending a little bit from your capital, because that could be more than made up by a bull market that is happening. Like currently markets are definitely up, right? So some part of your cash flow requirement should come from trimming your equity portfolio. So your bucket number 3 and bucket number 4, if they have equity and that has gone up a lot, it is a great time to be trimming that a bit and bringing it to bucket number 1, so that you have more money for spending. For example, if your annual expenses are about 3 lakhs, then your bucket number 1 should have about 15 lakhs, right? Which is 5 years expenses. Now this 15 lakhs will also grow in a market scenario where interest rates go down, say even further. Then you will have capital appreciation even in your box number 1, right? So your box number 2, which is lot of debt and some high equity, which is some kind of a hybrid fund or maybe gold and all that, even in your second bucket, it still has 70-80% in debt instruments. So there also you will find an appreciation happening because interest rates are falling further. So please understand, when interest rates fall, your bond value goes up, which means you should be able to withdraw more from your bond portfolio itself. Apart from that, now that the market is up, trim some equity and bring it again to bucket number 1. So instead of having expenses for 10 years, you might suddenly have expenses for 13 years. And please understand, bucket number 1 and bucket number 2 are also appreciating. You are in the growth plan, even in ultra short and even in a liquid fund, and you are withdrawing on a regular basis, right? So look at cash flow more than looking at, am I withdrawing from my capital? Don't bother. Even little bit of withdrawal from capital will not hurt, because something else will make up. If equity market continues like this, and market does really reach 50,000 like Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs have predicted, your equity will anyway make up, right? So don't worry too much. Also see the total quantum that is available. If you have, say, 3 crores in debt instruments, and your annual expenses are 3-4 lakhs, which means you have 100 years expenses already in debt, then there is absolutely no need for you to do an asset reallocation. I love asset allocation, but please understand, asset allocation is a great way to reduce the volatility. It is not a method that is used to increase returns. So if you are at an age when you can afford to put more money in equity simply because you have enough money in debt to last you for the rest of your life, involve your children, involve your grandchildren, whomever is going to be there, and start teaching about how you pick stocks, and that is also important, right? So learn to love the cash flow that your portfolio generates and not the income that your portfolio generates. You will have to pay tax at some stage at 10%. Now look at it this way: if you book profits in your equity and every year up to 1 lakh is tax free, right? So your direct equity also, you should be booking some profits and making sure that suppose you sell shares worth 3 lakhs and you find that 1 lakh out of that was profits, which means 3 lakhs of extra cash flow is put into your account. Don't worry too much that that money came out of capital. Please believe it must have definitely come out of capital appreciation. So trimming a little bit of appreciation once in a while is good, right? Once you start believing that it is cash flow that you are looking at and not really income that you are looking at, life becomes easy. So people don't like to deaccumulate because they think their children are being deprived. Don't worry, right? So make sure that your attitude towards income distribution is very simple. All the basic annuities and bank fixed deposit for senior citizens will put cash in your hand, but everything else should be in form of growth options, and you should be able to withdraw whenever you need. So either maybe you need 5,000 rupees every month, or maybe you suddenly need 50,000 rupees because it is Diwali, right? So plan your cash flows in such a way that you get it out of your current income. If you don't get it out of your current income, perfectly all right. Trim some of the earnings from your equity and put it into bucket number 1. Thank you.